Well, Game 3 of the Nova Scotia U15 AAA Hockey League Female Provincials just about set to get underway here from Kenville, Nova Scotia. The Metro West Force, in their second game of the day, will battle the Cape Breton Blizzard after taking down the Valley Wild earlier this morning. We'll get your starting goaltenders in just a moment. Both teams will skate to center ice. We'll get set for opening puck drop. On the far end of the ice, Caitlin Perry starts in between the pipes for the Metro West Force. And just about 200 feet from her, it'll be number 29, Zoe Minton, in the blue paint for the Cape Breton Blizzard. We'll get set for opening puck drop here at center ice. And we're underway. Quick pass out to center is tipped in to the offensive zone. This one's rimmed around the wall. Hartnell looking to get there first, but she's unable to. It's knocked back down into that far corner. There's Mary Hartnell trying to get it out of the zone. She's out there with her sister Nora. Ford out through center. That one's almost intercepted at the top of the zone. The Blizzard giving pressure. It's back to the point, but this one misses the stick of Morrison, and it'll go all the way back. No icing, though, as it was played back off the Cape Breton stick. This one escapes the zone on the far side, so the Force have to touch up. Morrison looks cross ice. Now Mumberket, the captain. Down for Peters, and then O'Sullivan will push it further into the offensive zone. Behind the net now, a puck battle comes free to the captain, Mumberket. Morrison's muscled off the puck by Peters. Brown gives chase behind the net. And now back out to center. It's loose. Knocked into the Force zone. Peters plays it ahead for O'Sullivan. She had a goal in the earlier contest this morning. On the power play, no less. Allman, Benocio in. Reynolds trying to get one through some traffic. Couldn't do so. Now Benocio holds the line. Can't do it a second time, and it's sent down the ice for an icing call. So back down to the Cape Breton Blizzard zone we go, to the blocker side of Zoe Minton. Face-off will be redone. Out to the line. Down low and back to the point. Benocio tipped in front by Doucette, but it goes wide. And back up to neutral ice. It's McCauley. This one comes back out to center on the far side. It's chipped at. And sent back into the Blizzard zone. Cape Ford sends a long pass up to McCauley on the near side. Now picked back up by the Force. A long headman pass for Ford. That one's taken away. And now the Blizzard looking to quickly start things up from their own zone. Perry out to play it. Up the wall for Ford. Morrison has to peel back off the wall. Now Mullins tried to chip it to the line, didn't get out. Mills, her opportunity, able to get free of the offensive zone line. Here comes Peters. Around the goal. Brown looking for an option. She goes back to the point for Bellin. Very interested to see if that is the sister of Castle Bellin that is playing for the Martella Buccaneers up at the U16 Provies in Member 2 right now. Now a chance for the Blizzard to work into the offensive zone. Quickly turn back the other way by the Force. And so Sullivan on the back end. Dishes it to Mumberket. Back around the top of the zone in Blizzard possession now. They'll get the red line and throw it deep. Perry out to stop it for the skipper. Mumberket knocked off her stick. No, Sullivan works it free back to the point. Bryant tried to feed O'Sullivan, but it was knocked off her stick, and this one will go down the ice, looking to be an icing call. So back down to the Metro West Force zone we go. 9:08 left to go in this one. In a scoreless game here from Kentville. Off the draw, it's worked to the line and out by Reynolds. Still get into the offensive zone. And now a quick shot turned aside by Minton. Held at the line on the far side. Now they'll go D to D. On the near side now. This is Nora Hartnell. Now sent down back deep into the corner. Ford spins one up the wall. Mullins giving chase to Peveril. And now working back in are the Force. That was Benocio, but her shot turned aside by Minton. Mills flipped one ahead. The Blizzard trying to get some offensive zone time. Benocio up the wall. Now Brown. Her pass was intercepted and sent right back into the corner. Benocio goes up the near side wall. Now they'll try to enter the offensive zone. It's Peters. Drop back for Benocio. Her shot goes just wide. Picked up by Brown. Back to the point. A long shot just paddled away by Mitten. And now Benocio. Or Peters, excuse me. Back up top, Bryant held the line just enough. Gets it to Mumbercat. Her shot goes off the blocker of Mitten. Puck comes back to the point. It's Peters sending one towards the goal. Tipped in front and turned aside by Mitten. Peters sends it back in behind the goal. Picked up by Brown. To Mumbercat. She makes a move at the line. Sends a shot through. That's turned aside by Zoe Mitten. Mumbercat trying to walk into the slot. Her shot was taken away, and now a chance for the Blizzard. It's Sinclair into the offensive zone. Now a chance for the Blizzard to send one right into the slot. Couldn't get there. Picked up by Reagan O'Sullivan. She had it knocked away from her. And now Peters gets it into the offensive zone. Back up the wall on the far side. Chipped into center. The icing call waved off. Hartnell back for it. She's got speed up the near side. Nora Hartnell. Muscled off the puck by Mullins, but she's back on it, sending it out front. Couldn't find the stick of Doucette. Offside is called at the line, so back out to the neutral zone we go for the face-off. This one's played up ahead for Mary Hartnell. Out there with Peveril and Ford. Now a chance in front. That one's played all the way back to the line. Bryant has to go back and get this. She backhands it to Benocio and back across for Mary Hartnell. Now once again Benocio on the near side will play it up the wall. But it's intercepted and sent right back into the offensive zone. Up ahead for Ford. Cross ice. A nice move. Cutting to the net. Turned aside by Mitten. Brown looking to get her second in just as many games. Face-off is won and controlled by the Blizzard, but Peters for the Force able to work that one free to O'Sullivan. She'll walk at the top of the zone. Reagan O'Sullivan shoots and that one's turned aside by Mitten. Couldn't get any elevation on that puck right along the ice, and it slid right into the pad of Minton. No problem for 29 in black. Now out to the top of the zone. A 2-on-1 forming here for the Blizzard. A long shot blocked by Marquette. And now back at the top of the zone. A long shot blocked by Peters. And now she's got a break. Couldn't get enough speed to beat the trio of black jerseys. Now Scott gets it into the offensive zone. Played ahead for Almond. And now Reynolds gives chase as it's slapped around the end wall. Smith, far side. Doucette, she's pinched off on the far side. Reynolds first to it, up for Doucette. Tried to find it in her skates. Now Reynolds shields off the pressure to Almond. Now on the far side, sent down the ice. This one's going to get by Smith for the icing call. A minute 20 left to go here in the opening frame. And the faceoff will come back to the glove side of Zoe Minton. Breakout pass is sent to the far side, dumped in, and that'll be an icing call once again. Charge to the Blizzard. Shot from the point, fanned. Second opportunity goes back down deep. O'Sullivan back behind the net. Now a penalty coming here to Metro. A big bump thrown out at center ice by O'Sullivan. She'll get the gate. We'll head down to the Metro West Force zone for first power play of the game. Marquette able to get control off the draw. We'll play it back to the point. Long shot goes off a pant leg, and Perry will hold on for the face-off. Marquette will pin this one to the wall off the face-off and kill some precious time here on the PK. 16 seconds left to go in the power play, or the period rather. A minute 32 on the penalty to O'Sullivan. Once again, Marquette straight to the wall off the face-off. And the Blizzard unable to get anything going. And that'll do it once again as Marquette gains control. It zeros after one here in Kentville. Game 3 of the Nova Scotia U15 AAA Female Provincials. We'll be right back here on High Button. just about set for the second period of play. We're still scoreless through one. And the Cape Breton Blizzard will start with a minute 15 on the power play. And the face-off will be redone here at center. Referees not liking what they're seeing. By the book, some may say. A long pass out to center. Played off the linesman. Now over to the near side. Played in by Scott. Their shot turned aside by Perry, no problem. So back to the blocker side of the Metro Gold Center we go for the face-off. 46 seconds left in the power play for the Blizzard. Puck battle, one free by the Blizzard. Scott trying to work it towards the goal. Glove saved by Perry. Right into her glove. And she'll hold on. Mumbercat on the puck once again, right off the draw, and this one's sent down the ice. Mitten out to grab it, but she plays it right onto the stick of Reynolds, who backhands one towards the goal. Just turned aside. Mumbercat right back on it, and she'll send it through traffic. That'll be called as Brown touched up inside the zone. Fogarty off the draw, plays it all the way back. Gets to her goaltender. And they'll play it up the near side. Reynolds. And now a chance away for the Blizzard. It's Fogarty driving wide. Little too wide. Couldn't beat Mumbercat to the outside. Brown. Had it poked off her stick on the far side. Fogarty comes in to give chase here for the Blizzard. It's played up for O'Sullivan. Stripped by Mills and sent back cross ice. We'll go D to D. Taken away at center. And this one escapes the line, sent back into traffic. Once again, the same play that got them offside on the near side. They'll try it once again, no hesitation, sending a puck right back into traffic. Loose puck on the near side. Nobody really wanting to get to it. It gets back to the point for Bryant. And now behind the goal, Mills picks it up for Cape Breton. Over the line. They'll drop, shoot, and it's turned aside by Perry. The rebound gets to the slot, it just goes wide. Ford calling for it at the point. She'll rip one, and that one goes wide as well. Got to get it on net if you want to beat a goaltender like Perry. And now a chance on the back door, loose in front. That's slap wide. Mullins tries to go back to the point. Ford holds the line. Chip down low. And they'll try the far side. Move made at the line by Scott. A penalty coming now, and that'll send the Blizzard back to the power play. Face-off is won by Cape Breton. Back to Scott. Her shot off a couple of sticks and just wide. Scott will regather it up at the point, send it D to D. Sinclair throws it down the wall. Fogarty. She's pinned to the wall down low. Mullins. Back up top for Scott. Onto the half wall. Turned aside by Perry. The rebound sent in front. And it gets back to Sinclair at the point. Down the wall. Bobbled puck. Bounced over the stick. And once again pinned behind the goal. To the point. Scott's shot goes wide. Reynolds is first to it. And she'll knock it out to center ice. Scott. Quick pass up ahead, but they'll call an offside at the line. So face-off back out in front of us here. Back at the top of the zone. Long shot from Ford goes wide once again. Scott able to pick it up, but she lost possession. It was in her feet, allowing Mumbercat to get right back on it and kill some more time. 30 seconds left to go on the power play. Ford to Scott. Rolled off the heel of her stick and right through her legs. Sent back up top to the point for Scott. Cross ice. That one floats across the blue line but stays in. Frazier down low. Worked free by O'Sullivan. Ford will send one through. Rebound is in the slot and it's sent just wide up and over the goal. Now Scott once again sends a long shot through off the pads. The rebound sits there loose in front. Calling out at center, screaming out at center rather, was Brown. Now Frazier. Muscled off the puck down low by Palmer Bellin. Now Mumbercat. Up the false or far side for Brown. Into the center for Peters, but taken away. Peters back on it for Metro West. Will send it behind the goal. Brown gives chase. Chip out to neutral ice. Got past Finney and Harridge. And now Finney right back on it, giving chase down the near side wall, trying to send one into the slot rather. Metro fans calling for a penalty. They won't get it. Puck worked back to Sinclair. Her shot goes well wide. And it's sent down the ice for an icing call. Charge to Metro West. 7:51 left to go here in the second. And we're still knotted at zeros. Face off one by the force. Ford tried to play it up the wall, gets into center for Hartnell. It's a one-on-one. Mary Hartnell had it knocked away from her. A second opportunity sent towards the goal by Smith. And it's covered up by Minton. Off the face-off, a chip to center ice by Fogarty. Doesn't make it where she wanted to. Now she gets it back on the near side wall. Drops. The second shot is blocked as well. Morrison at the point. Played it back down into traffic. Now Ford gets it back to the point. And the line is held by the Blizzard on the far side. That was Scott. Now some open ice for Hartnell. Plays it off for her sister Mary. Now Nora back in the slot for Mary. Couple of good looks there from the Hartnell sisters. Now Scott on the puck, plays it up the half wall. Mullins trying to work it free. Spun back down by Scott. Almond trying to muscle her way onto that puck. And it's played to the line, not out, held by Bellin. But only for a moment as the Blizzard able to get this one into the offensive zone, cutting to the slot. But it was turned aside, so good chance there for Mills. But a better save by Perry, and we'll hold on for the face-off. 5:59 left to go in the second. McInnes held the line a couple of times. It's sent down for Bernocchio. She'll start the breakout here for Metro West. Up the near side wall. That one gets by everybody. And McInnes back for it. She's taken down right in front of the referee. No call. The puck comes free for Sinclair. And she'll reverse back around for McInnes. This one gets played back to center. Bernocchio back on it. And her clearing attempt goes off a shin pad. She'll try it once more. Brown will flip one out to center. And now Brown once again, a slapper. That one goes wide. Now Sullivan slapped her shot wide. Pass in front by Brown. Almost went off a skate and fooled Minton. Now McInnes out to center. Walker was held off at the line and she couldn't get that second attempt. Hartnell back out to center. But first to it on the far side. Once again was Scott, or O'Keefe rather. Now O'Keefe in the slot, almost taken away. It's Peveril looking for a redirect in front. It goes off a skate and back to Smith at the point. Her shot turned aside by Minton. Back to Nora Hartnell. Loose puck picked up by Kate Breton. It was almost worked free by Scott, but Hartnell plays it back around the wall. Nora Hartnell back on it now. Into the slot for Mary Hartnell. That one just sent wide. Scott lifts one out to center. Mumberket, first to her. She's got speed, but she's offside. 3:20 left to go here in the second. An offside call charged to Mumberket and the Metro West Force. Mumberket goes D to D. This one's worked ahead. Thrown into traffic, and now in the far side corner, a puck battle will ensue. Mullins couldn't get a stick on it to work it free. Now played around the near side wall for Kate Ford, but it's out of her reach. First on it is Mumberket. Couple of toe drags into the slot. Couldn't get the shot to go. Now Ford back on it, but she's muscled off the puck. Now a odd man rush here for Kate Breton. That shot blocked in front. Nobody home at the point. Sinclair has to go back for it. D to D. Right back for her. Up the near side now. And now Bellin picks it up back behind her goaltender. Mumberket tried to go up ahead for Brown, taken away, and Mumberket has it back outside the line. This time she stops up. Mumberket shot off the skate of Sinclair. Second opportunity sent towards the goal, and it gets all the way back to the point. That shot turned aside by Minton, and she'll hold on. 1:49 left to go in the middle period. Face off won by Metro West. Down the wall to O'Sullivan. She sends one towards the goal. The rebound is sitting there. They're jamming at it, but the referee will blow their whistle. Long shot from the point, kicked aside by Minton. Frazier unable to stay on her feet at the point, allowing a pass in towards the goal. Now Bryant slaps out one, pad save by Minton. Worked free, out to the slot, back to the point. Bryant shot, tipped and saved by Minton. .109 left on the clock in the second period. A face-off to the blocker side of Zoe Minton, rather. Puck battle won free by Ford. She's got room to skate. Kate Ford into the offensive zone. Perry out to play it for Hartnell as she reverses, much to the surprise of her defenders. Morrison up top to Ford. She lets one go. That's off a shin pad in front. Hartnell will grab this one, but she's stripped on her way out of the zone. Held on the far side. Walker doing a good job to keep that one on the right side of the blue line. This one gets back out to center. Morrison splits over to Kate Ford. Kate Breton still offside with that change, allowing Campbell a chance to get in there on the offense, but that one will be blown dead offside in what should once again go down the length of the ice, but they'll bring that face-off right outside. Maybe saving the linesman a couple of strides. That'll do it here for the second period of play. So through two, we're sitting with goose eggs on the board here in Kentville. We'll be right back with the third period of play. Well, the third and final period of play here from Kentville between the Cape Breton Blizzard and the Metro West Force. It's scoreless through 2 periods of play. We'll see if this third and final period will bring us a winner. If not, we'll be off to a 4-on-4 5-minute overtime period. And if nobody can solve it in the extra frame, that'll be it. Both these teams will finish with a tie on the record. That's definitely not what they came here to do. Looks like both teams are going to give this ice a couple seconds to dry up. And we're just about set for opening face-off in the third period. We're underway from Kentville. Off the draw, the Blizzard controlling their own zone. They'll send it out to center, and Nora Hartnell's there. That one's played into the offensive zone by the Blizzard, worked offside by Scott, so another face-off will come this time 19 seconds into the opening frame, or the final frame, rather. O'Sullivan wins that draw back. Hartnell, her shot goes off a shin pad and wide. Brown spinning with it. She'll play it down into the near side corner. O'Sullivan tried to go back to the point, bobbled that one. And Mullins tried to chip it past. Hartnell at the point. Ford digging for it. O'Sullivan's got possession. Back up top, Hartnell sends one off, or along the ice rather. And that one finds a sticky pocket of wet ice, fooling McCauley as she works it back up on the second attempt in through neutral ice. Backhander into the skates of Smith, and worked offside for a moment. McCauley will send it back in as Harridge gives chase, as well as Mills for this Cape Breton team. Morrison goes back D to D with it, but that one misses the stick of Sinclair. And she'll be pinned to the wall. Bryant trying to find an option out front. Or that was Hartnell, excuse me. Now Mumbercat. Shot along the ice, a 3-on-2. Gonna develop for the Blizzard now. They'll drive wide, but that's taken away at the top of the zone by Mumbercat. She'll work out through center. Mumbercat loses an ep guard, so if that one goes in, it won't count. She's got to get off the ice. Mumbercat finally noticing the net guard. So back down to Benocio. Puck battle on the near side, played to the point, and it gets past Doucet and down the ice. That'll be an icing call in charge to Cape Breton. So back down to the Blizzard zone we go. To the blocker side of Zoe Minton. Next up on the schedule here, Fundy Highland will take on Valley, as both of those teams look for their first wins of the tournament. Valley losing this morning to Metro West, and then Fundy in a tie 2-2 with Metro East earlier this afternoon, or the game right before this one, actually. Benotia couldn't hold the line, so it'll scoot all the way down the ice once again. Bryant skates back gingerly, and it's enough for the icing call. (15:28), 16:28 rather. Left here in the third. O'Sullivan on the face-off, but it's picked up by the Blizzard. Out to center, looking for McCauley. That one's onside. Ford trying to chip it up the wall. First to it though was Almond. Now McCauley. Now loose puck picked up by the Blizzard once again. It's Mullins who tried to play it up ahead for Mills. Now Almond sends a shot towards the goal. That one's held on to by Mitten. And she'll cover up for the face-off. 15:45 rather. Face off, one back to Bellin. Mumbercat, the captain, around the top of the zone. Pad saved by Mitten. And the rebound is turned aside twice by Mitten. And she'll hold on. Face off to the glove side of the Cape Breton goaltender. Mumbercat looking to pinch down on that near side, and the face-off is tied up. Out to the zone. Fogarty trying to get a stick on it first. It doesn't get out of the zone. Might have hit someone on the bench. The referee will blow it dead, and back down to the glove side of Mitten we go. Bellin down low to Mumbercat, a chance up front. Hartnell sends it wide. Fogarty tried to pick that one up. Peveril played it back down into traffic. It's O'Keefe knocking it out of danger. Bellin from the point, down low. Now Hartnell. Ran into traffic, into the slot, and now Scott able to work it free for Cape Breton. Back to the point. Shot from Ford goes off a shin pad, blocked by Reynolds. Not sure if she really knew where she was going or if she just ran into that one. I'll think it's the latter, but nonetheless, a shot goes into the glove of Perry, and they'll hold on for the face-off. Face-off to her blocker side as we get a little sun shining outside. I can tell through those few doors there in front. What started off as a gloomy and gray day here in the Annapolis Valley has turned out to be a nice one. Why not spend it here with a great day of hockey here in Kentville? McCauley back to the point. Shot from Ford goes wide. Mills played it back down the wall. Mullins in there as well, trying to work it free. gets back to McInnes. She'll hold the line once and twice. And now a second opportunity, gloved by Perry. She'll hold on for the whistle. 13:32 left to go here in the final frame of this one. But if it keeps going this way, we might get some extra hockey if nobody able to break the ice. Now Allman over the blue line, looking for an option to dish it off to. This is O'Sullivan, but that one rolled off her stick. Ford up ahead for Harridge. Wearing number 87. Back when I was playing, if there was someone in Nova Scotia wearing the number 87, they'd be asked to change that or take the jersey off very quickly. I'm assuming women's hockey is not the same thing. Harridge will pick it back up through center. She's stripped. Now Brown. Over to the far side for O'Sullivan. Her shot goes wide. She's right back on the puck before heading off for a change. Peveril down low. Ford and Hartnell, high stick negated there by the touch of Metro West. This one will get out of the zone, back out to center. Quick pass up ahead for Mumbercat. She's pinched off on the near side. A shot turned aside by Mitten. And it looks like there's going to be a penalty coming. It looks like there's going to be a 4-minute head contact call. Unless I saw the signal wrong, and it's only a 2, but we'll wait and see for sure. I do know that the penalty is for head contact. And it is only a 2. Much to the thanks of the Cape Breton Blizzard. If they were down for 4 minutes here, it might be a little too much time for this Metro West power play to work something out. Mumbercat into the slot. Peveril couldn't let it go. Good stick there to keep her tied up. Ford on the far side corner. And battling down there with a couple of white jerseys. 3 in fact. Now Mumbercat back across the Palmer Bell and back to Mumbercat. She winds, fires, and it's turned aside by Mitten. Mumbercat first to it on the wall. She plays it back down low for Peveril. Now Brown back around the wall for Bellin. Up top for Mumbercat. Across for Hartnell. Her shot goes into the slot. Rebound is put wide once again. Now Mumbercat. Back up top. Lets it go through a screen. And once again, Mitten's got it. No problem for Zoe Mitten. Now Bellin. Back up top. Down to Mumbercat. Back around the end wall. It's played back for Mumbercat. Trying to send one back door. That one's off the skate. And out to center. Giving chase is Mills. Almost able to intercept. Mumbercat back on it through center. Mumbercat drives wide. Back to Bellin. On to Mumbercat. Into the slot. Taken away by Nora Hartnell, and she'll set back up at the far point. Across for Palmer. Bellin couldn't get the stick of Mullins. Now a chance in front, jammed at 2 or 3 times, but once again, Sophie Mitten there to shut the door. Face off back to the blocker side of Mitten. 3 seconds to go on the penalty to Kate Breton. If they can get possession and stretch the player out of the box. But that'll be a no-go as Metro West right back in possession. Hartnell towards the goal. Glove save by Mitten. Looked like that one was going to do a little flutter and dip as it made its way towards the goal. Brown so far showing herself as the only real one-shot shooter on this team. Able to walk in last game against Valley and just rip one past Fable Roberts. Other than that, it's going to need to be a backdoor play or a little greasy goal to beat one of these goaltenders. And the timekeeper's giving their buzzer a little buzz, so something's going on over there. We'll take a break here on High Button before we get set back down in the defensive zone. Well, that was quick, and we're set down in the defensive zone for another face-off. Shot blocked in front. And now Mabella Scott up through center. That one was poked off her stick. Almond trying to work in through 3 different black jerseys. Couldn't get there. And now a chance away for Kate Breton. But they'll work offside. 9:04 left to go here in the third. Just over halfway gone. Now Nora Hartnell, near side, plays it ahead, gets the return feed. Hartnell up, tried the far side, but that one will rim all the way back outside the zone. Smith has to make a good first choice because she's the last one back. Smith, far side, that one's played off the wall. And now taken away by Ford. Claire Ford working into the offensive zone. Campbell plays one into open ice, picked up by Smith. She'll try to get this out of the defensive zone. But some good pressure by Kate Breton. And now Scott, once again, a hard pass up to Walker. She drops. And a bump on the near side. Took McCauley off the puck. And now O'Keefe on the far side lets that one go. It's sent back into the offensive zone. Long pass up ahead to Peveril. She'll rip it around the end wall. Picked up by a black jersey, and this one will get to McCauley. Now Finney into the offensive zone. Taken away by Mumberket. But her pass is intercepted, moved ahead for Finney by Frazier. And now back out to center ice. Finney on it once again here for Kate Breton. That'll be an icing call. Charge to the Blizzard. 6:50 left to go here in the third. 2 more games to go after this from day 1 of the Nova Scotia U15 AAA Female Provincials. Peters off the end wall. That one's turned aside. Mills up to Ford. That one's held at center. Benocio, will go up the near side for Allman. She was muscled off the puck and turned back towards the ice. Now Campbell. Mullins with her, but couldn't drop it. Now on the far side, Sinclair. Puts it back down low. Back up top for Sinclair. She'll walk, fire one just wide. And now Allman out to center and into the offensive zone. Sinclair first to it. Ellie Sinclair up through neutral ice. She'll dump one into the offensive zone. Perry out to play it. And there goes Nora Hartnell. Hartnell across the line. She was muscled off the puck. And McCauley in around the goal. Fogarty trying to give chase as well. And that shot from the point goes wide. Scott sends one towards the goal. That's wide on the far side. Ford has to be first to it. She is, and she gets it back down behind the goal. Picked up once again by Hartnell. Up the near side wall, kept in by Scott. She got someone to the far side. Scott able to work in herself, and that one's sent wide. What a chance from Avella Scott. Frazier behind the goal. That one's off the outside of the net. And now picked up once again. That should be an icing call charge to Metro West, and it is. So go back down to the fourth zone. 4:32 left to go in the third, in regulation rather, and Cape Breton pouring on the pressure here in the last minute or two. Mills and O'Sullivan on the draw. O'Sullivan getting down super low in the face-off circle, but still losing that one to Mills. A long shot from the point goes wide. Mills on the far side will pick one back up and go back up top to Sinclair. Down on the half wall. Campbell couldn't let that go. Back up top for Sinclair. She lets a shot go. That's wide of the net. Now at the far side, Brown trying to get there first, but she's met by Sinclair. Back around for Mumberket. This one's sent back out to neutral ice. Now Mumbercat back for it. Pass up the wall for Peveril. Into center. Taken away and almost intercepted by the Blizzard, but they would have been offside. Scott, though, with a lane towards the goal. She's going to wind fire, and that one's turned aside by Perry. Now Mills giving chase, or McCauley rather, down in that far corner. Line is held on the far side by Ford. Into the slot. What a chance, but turned aside by Perry. Same five will stay out there for Cape Breton. 2:54 left on the clock. Ford plays it back down low. On the half wall, they control. And it gets played back up top to Ford. She plays it back down low for the forward in the corner. That was Walker, but unable to get a stick on it. Played out to center, and there's Hartnell. One-on-one. Hartnell couldn't get by Ford on the outside. It's picked up by Walker and up the outside wall. Into the slot though. Almond tried to intercept. And that one's down the ice. Reynolds. Back for Benocio. She's stripped right in front of her own goal, or right to the half wall rather. Now McInnes has to peel off. Reynolds has speed up through center. Across for Brown. Makes a nice move, but couldn't get past the two black jerseys on the far side. This is Harridge. In through center. She's got it right back as she crosses the line, but throws it right onto a stick of a Metro West Force player. Perry with 1:20. Steps out of her crease, plays it there for O'Sullivan. She's watched closely down behind the end goal. Mills joins the attack here for Cape Breton. Frazier trying to dig it free. Back up top for Ford. She switches the ice for Scott, and she scores! How's that for a last minute go-ahead goal? It's Mabella Scott with 58 seconds left. She's been feeling it all game, especially late in the third. And just like that, Metro West Force are in some trouble. They'll take a timeout here on High Button, and we'll be right back. Back out to center ice we go. It's a 1-0 game in favor of the Cape Breton Blizzard, thanks to Mabella Scott. And the Fundy Highland Stars coming out to cheer on their North Nova counterparts. Off the face-off, 50 seconds left to go, and the Force need to get something going quick. Nora Hartnell behind the goal. Perry is to the bench, so empty net here for Cape Breton to shoot out. Palmer Bellin back down for Hartnell. That one's blocked in front. Out of the half wall. Chance to get this one out of the zone. Line held by Hartnell. Pad save. They'll work it to the back door. Bellin unable to get it in front. And this is going to clear the zone, so the Force will have to touch up. And that's an offside call at the line. Brown, a little too trigger happy, walked in ahead of the play, and that'll be an offside call. So 13 seconds for the Metro West Force to get something done. Will it be enough time? Something tells me with the play of Zoe Minton that no matter how much time you have on the clock here, you might need a miracle. This one sent towards the goal, and it's in. second of the game for Mabella Scott, and that should do it. The dagger to the hearts of the Metro West Force. Perry skates back to the goal. And the Force are shocked after two late ones here from Mabella Scott. What an end to game number 3 here at the U15 Female Provincials in Kentville. We're back underway, 4 seconds on the clock. And that'll do it. The Cape Breton Blizzard take down the Metro West Force. And they will move to a 1-0 record here at Provincials. We'll go back to center ice, get ready for the handshake and the player of the game ceremonies. But boy, what a game it has been for High Button Sports. We thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next one.